Tsaghkadzor is a spa town and a popular health resort in Armenia, located north of the capital Yerevan in the Kotayk Province. According to the 2011 census, the town has a population of 1,256, down from 3,350 reported in the 1989 census. Etymology: Tsaghkadzor literally means Valley of Flowers, a flower canyon in Armenian. The name of Tsaghkadzor is associated with the name of the nearby Tsaghkadzor Mountains, located to the west of the town. Originally, it was known as Tsaghkadzor by its foundation during the 3rd century. In the 11th century, the town was known as Getcheruik, a Getcheris derived from the Getcheris Principality under the Armenian Palavuni family. Later, during the 17th century, the town was called Darachichag by the Turkic invaders, keeping the name until 1947, when it was renamed Tsaghkadzor. History: historically, the territory of modern-day Tsaghkadzor is associated with the Varach-Nunik canton of Yerevan province of ancient Armenia. Tsaghkadzor was first mentioned as Tsaghkadzor during the 3rd century when it was formed as a small settlement and quickly became the most favorite hunting ground for the Arsacid kings of Armenia. During the 4th and 5th centuries, Tsaghkadzor along the surrounding lands and forests was placed under the governance of the Virajnuni noble family by the Arsacid kings. Later, between the 5th and 7th centuries, the region was granted to the Compilation and Amatuni families, under the Persian rule. Between the 7th and 9th centuries, Armenia suffered from the Arab Islamic occupation. In the 9th century, Tsaghkadzor became part of the Bagratid Kingdom of Armenia, established in 885. Starting from the 10th century, the houses of Compilation and Palavuni, both related with the Arsacid dynasty by origins, were merged and governed the cantons of Aragatsotin, Kotayk and Varach-Nunik. Prince Grigor Magistros of the Palavuni family became the head of the Getcheris Principality and built the Getcheris Monastery in 1033, in honor of Gregory the Illuminator. In 1051, he also built the Serpenshan Church. During this period, the town was known as Getcheruik. In the mid-11th century, the region suffered from the Seljuk invasion led by Tufel and later by his successor Alparslan. However, with the establishment of the Tsaghkadzor Principality of Armenia in 1201 under the Georgian Protectorate, Getcheruik witnessed a significant rise in the economic and cultural life under the rule of the Kabakian and later by the Protian noble families. During the 13th and the 14th centuries, after the Mongols captured Arni in 1236, Armenia turned into a Mongol protectorate as part of the Ilkhanate, and the Tsaghkadzors became vassals to the Mongols. After the fall of the Ilkhanate in the mid-14th century, the Tsaghkadzor princes ruled over Lori, Shera, Kotayk and Ararat Plain until 1360 when they fell to the invading Turkic tribes. At the beginning of the 16th century, Getcheruik became part of the Yerevan Beglarbegi within the Safavid Persia. The town of Getcheruik became to be known as Darachichak under the Persian rule. During the first half of the 18th century, Darachichak became part of the Yerevan Khanate under the rule of the Afsharid dynasty and later under the Qajar dynasty of Persia. It remained under the Persian rule until 1827 to 1828, when eastern Armenia was ceded by the Russian Empire as a result of the Russo-Persian War of 1826–28 and the signing of the Treaty of Turkmenchay. With the fall of the Russian Empire and after the decisive Armenian victories over the Turks in the battles of Sadarabad, Abarin, and Garaklisa, the entire region of Kotayk became part of the independent Armenia in May 1918. After 2 years of brief independence, Armenia became part of the Soviet Union in December 1920. In 1947 the settlement was renamed Tsaghkadzor. During the Soviet era, Tsaghkadzor has been developed as a major spa town and health resort, intending to attract a large number of tourists. Many monumental buildings and dachas previously built by the wealthy merchants of Yerevan and Tiflis were either nationalized in favor of the state or sold in auctions. In 1958, it was given the status of an urban-type settlement. In 1959, it became part of the Razdan Rayon. Later in 1984, Tsaghkadzor was given the status of a town. After the independence of Armenia, Tsaghkadzor entered a new era of redevelopment starting from 2000. With the foundation of many luxurious hotels and sanatoriums, the town became a major winter resort attracting a large number of ski and snowboard enthusiasts from all over the world. To become one of the most developed touristic destinations in Armenia. On the 11th of August 2008, around 90 American Peace Corps volunteers, trainees and staff members were relocated to Tsaghkadzor from the Republic of Georgia as a precaution during the military conflict with Russia. Geography. Tsaghkadzor is located 50 kilometers north of the capital Yerevan and 3 kilometers east of the provincial center Razdan. Surrounded with alpine meadows, the town is situated on the southeastern slope of Mount Teganus, at a height of 1,841 meters above sea level. Tsaghkadzor is surrounded by the Zarkanyats mountain range from the west, and the town of Razdan from the east. Summers in Tsaghkadzor are characterized with mild climate, while winters are cold and snowy. Demographics. The residents of Alaverdi are ethnic Armenians who belong to the Armenian Apostolic Church. The regulating body of the church is the Diocese of Kotayk, headed by Archbishop Harakal Karamyan. The Kecheres Monastery in Tsaghkadzor is the seat of the diocese. Here is the population timeline of Tsaghkadzor since 1873. Culture. Tsaghkadzor has a cultural palace and a public library. Heritage. Kecheres Monastery is one of the most important religious complexes of eastern Armenia and one of the well-preserved medieval architectural samples of the Armenian highland. It was founded at the beginning of the 11th century, consisted of 4 separate adjacent churches. The main church of the complex is the St. Gregory Church, built in 1033. The Church of Serpentshan, built in 1051, is located to the south of St. Gregory Church. The Kotayk Church, built at the beginning of the 13th century, stands to the south of Serpentshan Church. The 4th church of the complex is the Church of Serpentshan of 1220. House Museum of Brothers Orbeli is dedicated to the Armenian scientists Ruben Levon and Joseph Orbeli, who were native of Tsaghkadzor. Professor Ruben Orbeli was the founder of marine archaeology and one of the major specialists of ocean engineering. Physiologist Levon Orbeli was a prominent member of the USSR and Armenian SSR Academies of Science. Scientist Joseph Orbeli was an Orientalist specialized in medieval history of South Caucasus. He administered the Hermitage Museum of St. Petersburg between 1934 and 1951. Transportation. Tsaghkadzor is accessible through the H5 road from the southeast, as well as the H28 road from the northwest. The H29 road connects the town with Gegarkunik in northeastern Armenia, via the town of Razdan. Public transport to Tsaghkadzor is available from Razdan city and leaves from micro-district Tawali until 1930. Multiple private cabs are also available upon request. The regular price from Razdan to Tsaghkadzor is 1,000 AMD. Economy and tourism. The infrastructure of tourism is highly developed in Tsaghkadzor, with many luxurious hotels, resorts and amusement facilities. The Tsaghkadzor ski resort is located just above the town, on a height of 1,750 meters above sea level. During the recent years, the ski resort was fully modernized. All ropeway lifts are manufactured and operated by Leitner Group. The current structure replaced existing Soviet-era lifts, mostly following the path. There were initially 3 consecutive lifts stretching from the foot of the mountain up till the mountain peak, with the first and second lifts ending at 2,234 meters and 2,465 meters above sea level respectively. In 2006, a 4th lift was added, stretching from the end of the first stage towards an opposite hilltop, thus adding 2 trails, both leading down to the foot of the slopes. Apart from the lifts, the resort offers ski and snowboard rental as well as skiing instructors. The skiing season in Tsaghkadzor normally starts in mid-December and stretches well into March, with the top slopes often fit for skiing in April. Many luxury hotels and resorts serve the town during the summer and winter seasons, including the Marriott Tsaghkadzor Hotel, Multi-Rest House Hotel, Golden Palace Hotel and Resort, Best Western Alva Hotel and Spa, Baden-Baden Hotel, World of Gold Hotel, Getcheris Hotel, Alpina Holiday Home, Writers Creativity House Complex, Splendor Resort and Airy Hotel, Tsaghkadzor Hotel, Halig Recreation Zone and a Tsaghkadzor Sports Complex Hotel. The Senator Royal Casino of Tsaghkadzor is among the largest entertainment centers in Armenia. Sport Tsaghkadzor is major sports center for the Republic of Armenia. The Olympic Sports Complex of Tsaghkadzor was opened in 1967 through the efforts of the Olympic champion Ron Shavanian, specifically to host the preparation of the Soviet athletes for the 1968 Summer Olympics in Mexico City. Entirely renovated in 2007, it is considered one of the most developed training facilities in the region of South Caucasus. The complex provides training areas for 35 types of sports, including a regular-sized football pitch with athletics track, indoor sports hall, indoor swimming pool, diving pool, skiing and snowboarding tracks, fitness halls, modern hotel and sanatorium, along with many other facilities. The ski resort of the town, operating since 1986, is the center of winter sports in Armenia. Sister cities: Font-Romeu Oda-Yovia, France.